And live from the news floor is our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain, for more on this big issue. Well, Wasbir, first of all, a good morning. It's a massive political upheaval that is going on in neighboring Bangladesh. Parliament has been resolved, and the latest is that Mohammad Yunus is most likely to be the head of the interim government.
Absolutely, Amrita. Very fast-paced development in Bangladesh. Let me tell you, first of all, that 56 people have already died yesterday alone as Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country. That is the latest figure we are getting. It could be more and counting. And there is absolute anarchy in Bangladesh at this point in time, even as we speak. Because there are extreme attacks on and counterattacks going on. There are lootings going on. And this is a fact that has been admitted by the student leaders who late last night, before dawn actually, announced a news conference, announced that gave a video release, and they said that they have chosen Mohammad Yunus, the Nobel laureate, to head the interim government as chief advisor. That is what the student leaders have very categorically stated. Now, the interim government will be headed by Mohammad Yunus, the founder of the Grameen Bank, the champion of microcredit and microfinance movement, revolution rather, in Bangladesh. The 84-year-old Mohammad Yunus will be the head of the interim government. The other members of the interim government will be announced later today. That is what we are getting. Now, the student leaders during their pre-dawn announcement said that apart from announcing that they have decided on Mohammad Yunus to head the interim government, they have also said that they have approached President Sahabuddin Mohammad, the president of Bangladesh, to maintain law and order, to somehow enforce law and order. And the student leader said that student volunteers will be on the streets to assist the law enforcement agencies. The student leaders made it clear that they will not accept any government other than the one proposed by them. They have made it very clear that they are not going to even support a military government or a military-backed government. They have made it very clear that they will support only a government that has the acceptability of the mass people. They have their own endorsement, the endorsement of the student community. So that is what the student leaders have categorically stated, Amrita. And as we speak, we are getting report that there is a law and order situation in Bangladesh. The army has been out on the streets to maintain law and order. There has been large-scale looting going on in the country. There have been a lot of people have died overnight clashes, and the numbers are counting. Yesterday alone, we are now getting a figure yesterday that 56 people have died. And the soldiers are deployed to protect, according to the army, the soldiers are deployed to protect Hindu minority localities, localities where the minorities live. Army has been out to protect. And even the political rivals, politicians' houses are burnt down. Masrafi Mortaza, a former Bangladeshi cricketer turned politician, his house has been set ablaze. That's what we are getting. And of course, later today, the army chief, Wakiruzzaman, the Bangladesh army chief, is to meet the coordinators of the student protest body. So these are some of the developments that are taking place. Khaleda Zia has been released. The BNP leader Khaleda Zia's release has been ordered by the president immediately after Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country. The parliament has been dissolved. Mohammad Yunus has been chosen to head the interim government. The other members of the interim government are supposed to be announced later today. And Tariq Rahman, the acting chairman of the opposition of the main one of the main political parties, that is the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, which was the opposition under during Khaleda Zia's regime. Tariq Rahman, the son of Khaleda Zia, who was on exile in the United Kingdom, he is returning soon to Bangladesh. That's what reports are saying. Tariq Rahman is saying that he was on exile on allegedly false charges leveled against him by the Hasina government, and therefore he was outside Bangladesh on exile, and he is returning to Bangladesh. That will heat up the political movement, the anti-Awami League, anti-Hasina movement. Now we have to wait and watch how the things proceed. Interim government, the prime responsibility of the interim government will to restore order in the state, come up with a semblance of order rather in Bangladesh, restore confidence among the people whose property has been vandalized, whose property are being looted. And yesterday we have seen those horrific incidents, shocking visuals shocking visuals of protesters storming into the Prime Minister's official residence and departing with whatever they could lay their hands on, from television sets to sofa sets to chairs, chairs, blankets, and even pets and poultry. We could see those visuals. Besides, of course, the protesters had feasted at the residence of the Prime Minister's official residence after they had stormed it. So these are visuals, and of course the defining visual of yesterday was protesters trying to bring down the statue of the Bangladesh's founding father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, popularly known as Bongo Bondhu. Of course, there are many analysts who are saying that the anger which was seeped into the people, it was bottled up anger that was demonstrated by the people in the last couple of weeks. Because during the last 15 years that Sheikh Hasina has been in power, there was virtually no opposition, and the main opposition party at that time, that is the Bangladesh Nationalist Party of Khaleda Zia, they had boycotted the election. So it was a free run for the Awami League under Sheikh Hasina. So there was bottled up anger of opposition to the Sheikh Hasina government, or for that matter the Awami League. That was demonstrated, that bottled up anger, pent up anger was demonstrated on the streets of Dhaka yesterday, with these protesters vandalizing the statue of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bongo Bondhu, the founder of Bangladesh, and of course attacking the official residence of then Prime Minister, of course, Sheikh Hasina, until she quit yesterday. So these are the developments as of now. The law and order situation is extremely volatile in Bangladesh. Muhammad Yunus chosen as the head of the interim government. Parliament dissolved Sheikh Khaleda Zia to be released from jail, and so on and so forth. The rest of the interim government members will be announced later today. And the army chief, Wakiluzzama, of course, set to meet the student leaders later today.
Right. Also, Wasbir, there's another big update. According to sources, what we are getting is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, meanwhile, he has called for an all-party meeting which will be held at the Parliament to discuss on the Bangladesh issue.
Yes, Bangladesh is extremely important as far as India is concerned, because India's neighborhood policy revolves around Bangladesh mainly, because we have difficult neighbors in India. We have difficult relationship with China. We have a difficult relationship with Pakistan. The situation in Myanmar is absolutely unstable. The situation in Nepal too, it doesn't have a stable government. So in the last 10 plus years, New Delhi has been dealing with a stable government in Bangladesh in the form of the government led by Sheikh Hasina. Now that she has resigned, now that she has fled the country, now that there is total anarchy in Bangladesh with attacks and lootings becoming the order of the day in the last 24 hours or so, India is definitely concerned, and India's Act East policy, also one of the main players of India's Act East policy has been Bangladesh, or is going to be Bangladesh in the days ahead. So India is in a very tricky situation. Yes, Khaleda Zia landed, beg your pardon. Yes, Sheikh Hasina, after she quit as the Prime Minister, landed in New Delhi yesterday, but she is on way to London. This is just a transit stopover. The Indians would like to make it very clear. The authorities are making it clear, giving that this is just a transit stopover. India has not accorded asylum to Sheikh Hasina, and that she is actually seeking asylum in the United Kingdom. So this is the background in which this all-party meeting being sponsored by Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. Already yesterday, leader of the opposition and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi had an informal meeting with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in the Lok Sabha. That's what we had reported yesterday, and today there will be a formal all-party meeting to discuss the Bangladesh situation. Only indicates how important Bangladesh is as far as India's neighborhood diplomacy is concerned.
Right. Wasbir, thank you so much for joining in. Well, viewers, that's a big update coming in from neighboring Bangladesh. Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus has been chosen as the head of the interim government in Bangladesh with the designation of the chief advisor. And this announcement was made earlier today. This comes, of course, after Bangladeshi student protest coordinators call for formation of the new government with Nobel laureate and Grameen Bank founder Muhammad Yunus as the head.